I want everyone I know to come out of social isolation like just jacked and ripped. What up YouTube, Nate here from Thrift Dweller, and today I'm going to be responding to people's comments from episode number 4 of Ask Thrift Dweller Anything? Question mark, Thrift Dweller sold out? Just a really quick side note though, I don't know if this series, like this Ask TD Anything, is going to stop or maybe it'll change, but yesterday Ian, Lester and myself shot a podcast, and I really enjoyed doing that with them. It's like therapy for me. But I'm really going to push to have more like viewer interaction on that podcast. If I can find a way to respond to people's comments on that podcast as opposed to just here, I think it'd be more entertaining to get not only my response and my viewpoints, but to get like Ian's response, the intellectual one of Thrift Dweller with his beard. Looks like a Greek statue. And like Lester's commentary, you know, sometimes he's a pessimist. Everything's horrible. He gave Eminem's album 5 out of 10. We talked about it on the podcast. Check it out. Subscribe to the channel. Anyways, today's video, I can respond to everyone's comments here. DC Redai, what up, bro? He says, hey Nate from Thrift Dwellers, and here I got some great games. But before I get into it, I think he's mocking me here, by the way, guys. If you want to know what games I love, phone games like Rage, Shadow Legends, LOL. I think because I asked people what games they're playing in this video. And Rage, Shadow Legends, I've heard a lot of, well, not heard a lot, I've seen a lot of advertising for that game, but apparently it's like a really in-depth RPG, but in a mobile game, which is unheard of. Is that true? Almost a perfect score in the App Store? Are you convinced? Comment below if you know where that reference is from. Thanks, bro. Mr. Dwayne The Rock 79 writes, can we get an update on Lester's CD collection? Also, does he collect records also? Yeah, that's how we wrote it. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Yes, I smell what you're cooking. You're trying to get Lester to make a comment about his CD collection. It's gotten bigger since our last video. I think the last video we shot was 2,000 for Lester's CD collection. Like he had 2,000 unique CDs. He surpassed that. Does he collect records also? Absolutely he does. Actually, fun fact, Lester and his brother, especially his brother, fucking amazing turntablist, okay? So they're into that whole, for a hobby, scratching and turntablism. That's a real thing. Yes, they collect a lot of records. He has a couple of my records too. But I think we should save that for Lester to respond to. Maybe on an upcoming podcast, Lester. The gauntlet has been thrown by The Rock. Brian Escobar, what's up, bro? Hopefully you're doing well. He writes he cleaned out his collection recently, almost 400 games. I pretty much sold all the games that I bought during the 2000s collecting rush. The only games I kept were my original games since middle and high school. Selling the games, hunting collection was pretty easy and actually pretty happy with what he got back. Good. But the nostalgia games that I had growing up is a little harder to sell. Yes, people can't pay for your nostalgia, and most of the time it's more valuable for you to keep it than what someone else is monetarily offering. That's it, monetarily offering. Is that a word? I think it's a word. But that's amazing. He sold 400 games. Like, I probably should do that. I think I really missed the boom of selling my games. But I think consoles like PS2 are due for a spike. Or at least, you know, a little bit more appreciation after this whole global crisis is done. I've been in the bunker too long. It's March 27th, 2020. And yeah, social isolation, how's it been treating you? Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, I think there's a couple, maybe I'll sell my PlayStation 2 collection when it gets there. I've really taken a shine to factory sealed video games, and I know that might irk a lot of people because, you know, you're not focusing, you're focusing more on the collectability as opposed to the utility of the collectible. But you gotta do what works for you, you know? If you feel happy selling your collection, sell it. More power to you. GTV News for Gamers. I guess I was talking about selling my video games in this video. He asks, if you don't want your Sega Saturn stuff, I'll give it a good home. No, you won't, Noah. That shit. Sega Saturn to me is like, I don't know, very hard to get rid of Sega Saturn. It's a fun console. It's a console that I only saw in magazines that I could never play growing up. And now that I have it, I still don't play that. I probably should be playing it. No, you're not taking my Sega Saturn stuff, Noah. It's mine, bro. And our good friend, UF wrote, that hoodie is heat. Thanks, bro. Did you ask your wife before borrowing it? Oh, fuck you, man. UF, always with the fun comments. Thank you very much to everyone who commented on this video. So before I let you go on this video, quick update in the life of Thrift Dweller Nate. It's, like I said, March 23rd, 2020. about 2.5 weeks into really taking this social isolation thing seriously. Haven't seen my parents for like 2 weeks. Haven't seen my in-laws in like 2.5 weeks. Basically spend a lot of FaceTime with my kids because they can't go to school anymore. So I'm like daddy / teacher. And we just, our families really relied on each other a lot. And I think one of the things we talked about in our podcast that is going to be released on the channel, but really what you notice is a lot of the things that you took for granted when we could do them, now you really miss it when you can't do them, right? So many months available where I could have hung out with Lester and Ian, and we just let life stuff kind of get in the way, but now that we can't, like, I really miss it. And a part of me thinks that, some people are going to take this as an excuse to derail their life, which is fine. Like, I'm not going to preach to you how to live your life, but I think the smart people are going to use this time because there's nothing else to do. Like, you can plan, you can put yourself in a better position, put things in place that you can start improving yourself now, and when the COVID thing, the social isolation thing blows over, you're going to be like leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else who just kind of took this as a passing thing and was very apathetic during the whole time frame. I want everyone I know to come out of social isolation like just jacked and ripped, just happy with life, But I personally think a lot of the things that we took for granted before social isolation, that when we get out, they're going to be that much more sweeter, they're going to be that much more precious to us, and maybe we'll be more in the moment after we get out of all this. But hopefully you're staying strong in all this. If you need someone to talk to, go to facebook.com/thriftdweller. We got nothing else to do too. We respond to a lot of comments there. If you have a question for Thrift Dweller, put it in the comments here. And, we really commit to answering people's comments and questions when they do it in this series, Ask Thrift Dweller Anything. Like I said, it may go to the podcast, which we're going to shoot in a few days from now. So get your questions in. And yeah, they don't have to be just addressed to me. They could be to Ian, to Lester, to Gary, or whatever. If you want. Thrift Dweller offering advice. Not saying it's great advice. It's just advice. That's it from me, Nate. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Stay distant until this whole thing blows over. And cherish life, guys. Cherish it all. Come out stronger out of this social isolation. Peace. Wash your hands, okay?